Hola. This is the week's story for the week of April 27th. I hope you've all had a nice break. And this story is called La Rutina Diaria de Carmen, the daily routine of Carmen. And it's a story about a family in the city. I haven't translated a lot of the words because I want you to try to figure them out from the context. If you get into a pinch, you can look up a word in the dictionary. You can use an online dictionary if you want. You can also email me. In this exercise, I want you to think about the language and how similar or not similar English and Spanish are. And I'm going to read the story to you now without the translated words. Había una vez una muchacha. Ella se llama Carmen. Ella tiene 10 años. Ella vive en un apartamento en una ciudad. El apartamento no es grande. Hay una sala, un baño, una cocina, un comedor y 2 dormitorios. Ella vive con su papá y su hermanito, Jorge. Su mamá está trabajando en el exterior. Jorge tiene 7 años. Su papá trabaja en un banco. Él es el vicepresidente del banco. Carmen y Jorge asisten en una escuela. La escuela está lejos del apartamento. Ellos necesitan ir en el metro. El metro es un tren subterráneo que va bajo de la ciudad. El papá va con los hijos a la escuela y entonces él va a su banco. Después del trabajo, el papá va para recoger a los hijos. Ellos van juntos al apartamento y el papá prepara la cena. Después de la cena, Carmen y Jorge hacen la tarea. A las 9, ellos van a acostarse. And that's the story. I read it pretty quickly, so it might be a little challenging to understand all of it, but if you look at the words carefully, hopefully they will be clear. I didn't read it extra fast. I just read it at slightly below normal speed, as if I were reading a story to a small child. So the first set of questions are thinking about the story, and you're welcome to answer these in English. You're supposed to find out, for number 1, what is Carmen's little brother's name? Number 2, where does Carmen's father work? And 3, where does Carmen's mother work, and why isn't she living with her family at the moment? And the story does offer a clue to that. Number 4, what time do Carmen and Jorge go to bed? It's a fairly easy questions. And then I want you to think about the language. Number 1, there are 3 words in the story that all have to do with work. And they are similar, but not exactly the same. What are they, and what do each of them mean, or what does each of them mean? The word subterráneo means underground. Can you think of an English word that means the same thing and looks like subterráneo and means underground? Can you find at least 3 words in the story that I didn't translate, but that are cognates? That means words that mean, that look almost the same and mean almost the same things in 2 languages. Like, for example, recepción means reception in English and in Spanish. Those are cognates. Those aren't the words you're looking for. Number 4, the story describes a metro as a tren subterráneo. What do we call that in English? What is a tren subterráneo in English? And number 5, what is the Spanish word for abroad? And how can you remember that word? And if you're not sure what abroad means in English, you can ask somebody, a grown-up in your household, if you don't know that word. Okay? Have fun, and see you soon. Adios.